Oh, I hope we are live. I think if you are joining us, I see Vivian. Hey, Vivian from Georgia. Yes, let us know in the comments. We'd love to know where you're from. And yeah, I am very, very, very excited today because I have Matt with me joining us from the road, from your camper. And I cannot wait for all of you. I mean, I know some of you, you already know Matt because Matt, you've been the face of B&H. Every time I want to buy a product, I watch all your videos.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
So, Matt, do you want to tell us a little bit about you? You know, where you from and what's your background?
Yeah. So, my background, good question. I would say, well, one, I'm a photographer and videographer.
Mhm.
Lately, I've been saying adventure photographer and videographer is as best as I can like sum it up for the most
I
part. I don't know. It's
love
a fun
that.
way, right? It's like a fun way to encapsulate it, I guess.
Hmm.
Even though I kind of photograph or film anything, but
I like that. And with adventure, I feel like we need to have like a special adventure Indiana Jones hat,
yes,
and the camera. I love that.
exactly.
And you studied videography, right? That's really how you started.
Yeah, my background is like mostly in video production.
Okay.
I went to film school when I was a kid. I was like making a lot of homemade videos with my friends and that sort of thing. Um, I think they're still on YouTube. Some of them are a little cringy at this point, but you know what? I don't believe in like taking anything down off YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Most of them are on my older channel, even though that has turned into like my photography video channel. Um, but yeah, I guess I've just always loved video.
So you really went, you did some videography and then you got a couple of jobs before you ended up at B&H, right?
Yeah, so I'm trying to think all the way back. Right out of college, I went to college in Orlando, Florida, which is
Mhm.
cool, but way too hot.
Uh-huh,
And
I
there are no
agree.
mountains, which is the
Yeah.
biggest problem.
And that's where you are right now. You have a lot of
Yes, yeah.
mountains.
Checking it
Look at that. That's gorgeous.
Snow covered too. Despite it being like 85 degrees here, it's wild. Um,
Amazing. I'm jealous. Don't make me cry. Look at that. It's
I'm sure it'll
snowing
come
here.
soon. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be there anytime now.
I
But
don't
then
know.
you're
There are a lot of people like I see from Rhode Island, and also from Massachusetts. We're all in the same boat.
hey, East Coast right there. I'm from New York, so
You know.
I I kind of miss like Appalachia sort of mountains, and as much as the West and like the Rockies are the most epic, like they're insanely epic, but
Oh,
there's something really endearing about like the Appalachian mountains, and I don't know, especially Maine. I miss Maine a lot too.
I know. I feel it's funny because when I look at your Instagram, there are so many photos from Maine, and
Yeah.
it's funny. I feel like if you decide to somehow move to a place, I'll see you in Maine in a coffee shop,
Yes.
opening a coffee shop in Maine.
Absolutely, I'd be down. There's just so much to photograph and film there, and it's kind of like I don't know. I did like a video
Mhm.
in October. I spent about a month there. It was fun. Living in the camper. That was kind of like my trial run. Um, Living on the road, and it
And
was all in Maine.
Baxter, right? You were in
Yeah.
Baxter. I see some people, Sarah says, hi from Portland,
Oh my
Maine.
gosh.
Here
Yeah.
you
How you
go.
doing? I
We
love
have
it.
a lot of Mainers, but I feel like I love this video, first of all, and the spot that you pick to camp was absolutely stunning,
It was expensive,
but
but
worth it.
it was definitely worth it. Yeah.
Because basically, what you had to do is just get out of your camper, and you were right there.
Yeah.
And that's the best. So that's pretty cool. I wanted to show a couple of photos, but before I show some of your photos about Maine, I want you to tell us more about the couple of jobs that you had that basically led you to B&H, and then how from B&H you had that big decision to just go and live the life on the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah. So my first like real job, well, actually my first job at all out of college was like a dream job, and it's crazy because I still work with them today in a freelance capacity mostly.
Yes.
But I worked with a tourism company in Alaska that we were just going around Alaska filming tours. So, bears and all kinds of wildlife, but we were doing
Wow.
wildlife tours and helicopter tours and seaplanes. So, and I was I had never lived anywhere other than like, I grew up just outside of New York City, like in Westchester, that area, and then lived in Orlando. So I didn't really have like a full understanding of Alaska at the time. And it was just that was probably the biggest thing that like fostered my love for the outdoors, honestly. And that like gave me a demo reel that lasted, so many jobs later, and taught me how to be an
Mhm.
outdoor videographer and photographer. So that was like a sick job. I miss it. I always
Wow.
miss Alaska. But
Yeah,
from there,
Alaska
then
changes you.
it really does. There's that John Muir quote. It's like, now I can't remember it, but it's like, it's hard to go anywhere else after Alaska, essentially,
Mhm. That's
which
what
is partially
everybody
true,
who's been there said. Yes.
right? It's crazy. And like probably like half the size of the US or something. It's 14 times the size of Iceland. It's just wild. Like imagine how much there is to explore. You couldn't even do it in a lifetime, really. But
Yes, that's very true.
yeah. From there, I worked at a college as a videographer and photographer, which was a really good experience as well. I was like a sole photographer for this college. Um, and then I just accepted I applied to a job at B&H. I just saw it and I was like, it was a very different job in the beginning from where it ended up. One, it was me and Maria Perez at B&H and
Oh,
Dana.
yes.
I got first on the team, and then when I left, I think by that time, the size of the team was massive, like wildly massive, and we were traveling to a lot of really cool places, and um, got
You've
to
been to
work.
so
Yeah,
many places. It's amazing.
seacoast
That
of
must
New
have been an
England.
amazing experience. Yes,
Yeah, which
among
was
other
wonderful.
places.
Yeah,
It was. We had a great time. We actually, that's how we met. So Maria contacted me, and I'm like, I don't know how she find me, but then you guys came up, and we did a whole bird photography on the seacoast of New England. That was just so much fun. I just have great memories of you guys and this time.
it was so much fun. I learned a lot on that series too. Like in terms of, I was definitely not like a bird photographer at the time or wildlife photographer as deep into it. So I learned a lot, and learned a lot about your OM system cameras as well at the time. And the photos were always fantastic. So, and that was fun to
Yeah,
shoot, of course. And
that's true.
we're better
And
to be
then
than New England in the fall.
oh yes, that's the best time. And then you just decide, so you have that kind of dream job for I think a lot of us photographers, videographers. But then you're like, no, you know what? I'm gonna just change path. And you sold everything.
Yeah.
You bought a camper. I mean, tell us about this. This is fantastic, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's my like feelings on it have changed so much over time. It was like um one of the most terrifying decisions ever made for sure. But also like, I planned on doing it for quite some time, I guess, and it was always something like a dream of mine to be able to travel full time, live on the road, because I also like really enjoy road tripping.
Yeah.
And then also as like a photographer, videographer, to be in these places full time is, and just a nature lover in general, is like amazing. I love that. But um, it was a dream job. I really loved working there. I especially really enjoyed working with like some of the most talented people, and along with all the, creatives that we got to work with in so many different capacities as well, like yourself, of course, and
Oh.
um, like seriously, we got to work with so many amazing people. That was, and of course, in cool places. So it was a really difficult decision to leave, but ultimately I was in New York City quite a bit still, and I wanted to sort of shift out west, and I knew that like the natural next step was to go out on my own, so to speak. Although it doesn't really feel like I'm on my own, it feels like it's I've been so happy with all the people that have been like really supportive throughout everything, and it feels like, I don't know, it feels like we have a team, you know. I consider you
Yes.
part of that team, and it's like we're all kind of working towards that. So it was definitely a difficult decision, but it was something that I felt called to do. That sounds dramatic, but
But it's true, and it's funny because when we met, I remember
yeah,
like, yeah, we talked a lot about videography and all the videos that you're producing, like outside of B&H. It's like you really have a story to tell, and sometimes that's the hardest thing to do is I just need to concentrate on my story, and I need to take the time that I need to make this story happen and take the road and see where the road is going to lead.
yeah,
Uh, and it's funny because, so okay, I want to share your uh, Instagram account because I feel like this has, you said you took some time, you've planned it, right? It's not the next day I'm leaving, goodbye, I'm taking the road. It
yeah.
took
No,
you, how long did it take you to make this decision?
well, the first idea popped in my head like honestly years back. So it was kind of cool that it was like years in the making in that sense, but it didn't really come to like I guess start forming until I like got the camper and then sold all my things. And by the time I didn't have like a home anymore, sorry, someone's roaring,
No
revving their engine.
worries.
By the time I didn't have like my apartment anymore, I was like, well, now I definitely need to do it because it's like I can't like commute into New York City from a camper. It's just not going to
Mhm.
be sustainable. So I kind of like just started running towards it essentially, but it was probably over the course of like 6 months. I would say it was when it
Wow.
started really kind of coming together. But the idea started much earlier than that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, because so look at this, because it's so funny. I don't know if that's, you already had that little idea in your head, but I feel like all your photos, a lot of your photos are on the road with your Jeep. And it's
Yeah,
so funny because when I met you and Maria, you guys, first of all, had the same Jeep. And I'm like, oh, B&H has all their people with an
yeah,
orange Jeep.
it's true, and that was like the I remember because I started there during COVID, and so we didn't actually hadn't met for a while, me and Maria, and
Hmm.
she was like, "Wait, you have an orange Jeep? I have an orange Jeep." It was just so funny. It was like, and then yeah, it looks like we only had people work there that had orange Jeeps. There was also one other person that had an orange Jeep too at the at B&H. So it was just so funny. She has since gotten rid of the orange Jeep, and I have been devastated ever since. But
That's
such is
because you
life.
left.
Yeah,
She can't have the orange Jeep. But it's
yeah,
so funny because everything was, take the back roads, go and drive with your Jeep. And actually, when I saw that, you left and you're going on your own on the road, I thought, oh, you're just going to go with the Jeep because your Jeep
yeah,
was so well equipped. First of all, like you could have, I think, easily done it with the Jeep, but you decided to add a camper, right? To
yeah.
have a little bit more comfort. Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah, I imagine it's like kind of somewhat similar because you had the minivan at first, right?
I
And now you
did.
have see, it's like it's somewhat similar to that. I think I was kind of seeing a lot of people out there, and myself included, like trying to do that and then eventually getting burnt out just like if I just did the Jeep. Um, and so I knew that if I incorporated the camper, it would be much more comfortable. I could talk to
Yes.
you from from the camper. This would be much more difficult inside the Jeep. It'd be pretty personal, but yeah, no, I thought having like a livable space would be so much better, even though towing in general comes with some downsides and it's more things to take care of, I guess. But having like a shower anywhere, like I was in the middle
Yes.
of the desert just a few days ago, and I off-roaded to this like really remote spot with an insane view, and like that evening I took a shower there and I was like, this doesn't make sense. It feels illegal to be able to take a shower in the middle of nowhere, but
This is luxury.
it really it really does feel like luxury. Like, it's so funny because it's so subjective with the people you talk to. Like some people think that I guess my lifestyle is like, you know, either completely luxurious or the exact
Yes,
opposite. It's just like depends who you ask. But I'm happy with it. The Jeep
I
would have
know.
been difficult to do long term, but what you're right though, like that was the idea at first.
Yeah, because it's so well equipped. Like you equipped your Jeep so well, and you had that like
Um,
tents that you put on top. It looked really comfy to me. But I think what you did with the van, the camper as well, it's really nice. You actually have a video about 10 things made in America, and a lot of them are in your van right now. This video is a big hit.
yeah, I mean, I think this was one of the things I talked about. A
Yes.
Pendleton. I've
Mm-hmm.
got like everything is right around there. I did like yeah, that video did really well. I wasn't expecting that to do that well. It was I mean, I love that. It's exciting. And yeah, I was just talking about like 10 things I'm passionate about. I mean, I like talking about I don't like talking about products all day long, but I am passionate about like the items I acquire. Because I have very few items, but the items that I do have, I like to like I don't know, I take pride in them, I guess, maybe.
Mm-hmm. And so, as a videographer and as a photographer, so you are limited in terms of what you can bring with you, but what's in your camera bag basically? What did you decide to take? Because I'm sure you had to shrink a little bit your pack for what
Yeah.
are you taking on the road? What are you using? What's your go-to?
So you would think that one would shrink their pack going on the road,
You
but
increased it.
no, I think I did increase honestly. And then, there's Facebook Marketplace finds as you're traveling across the
Oh,
US. So then you like
true,
pick up
true.
other pieces of gear. Um, but I am trying to pare down, I swear. But no, I've got like I think too much stuff and I don't use everything. Like I end up using like one or two cameras, I think, for the most part, and like one or two lenses.
Yeah.
But it's always, yeah, no, I definitely need to pare down more. But I've got a lot in my bag for someone who's on the road full time. I mean, I literally bought like this microphone, which
That's
people think
recent,
is,
yeah, because I haven't seen that. I've seen that in your last videos, but
yeah, I actually almost always have it right out of frame in most of my
mhm.
videos,
Okay.
and it's my favorite microphone. And I was using it in the desert like a few weeks ago, and like handheld. People thought that was a little odd, but it was funny.
I
I also
liked it.
use yeah, it's fun. I also have
You're
a
gonna
this
start a
is
new brand, a new genre.
yeah,
You know how
definitely
the some YouTubers have the teeny tiny
exactly.
mic on their cat? Just forget about it. That's what you need now.
The bigger the better when it comes to microphones, I think. No.
Yes.
Um
So
no,
what's your
I
mic?
didn't want to sacrifice like too much quality going on to the this actually that was one of my biggest fears because I had really like dialed in my at home studio setup to the point where it was like, hey Siri, turn on sorry for anyone's watching if it triggered your phone, but um I just like told I turned the lights on with one switch and all my like backlight and studio lighting was all set and it was really it took away all the friction of like sitting down to film videos and I just liked the set so much. It was like so much fun. But so I was nervous about sacrificing that going on the road, but I don't know. I feel like the views are now I just incorporate the views and that kind of helps to bridge that gap, I guess.
Yeah. So what's your go-to? Do you have like a go-to camera that's like that's my go-to? I'm
I'm gonna
not
pull it out
pairing.
actually. First of all, I
Yes.
love this Shimoda cube is like my favorite thing
Oh
ever.
yeah.
Because then I could like turn any backpack into a camera backpack for the most part. But if I'm
It's
like
true.
using a compact setup, but this has been like my daily driver for the most part. The Sony A7CR.
Mm.
I just I don't know why it's like I gravitate to this for the most part. And I have the A1 from Sony, and yet I still choose this camera like 90% of the time. Um,
Why?
I like the compact. nature, I think, the most about it, but I also like the design. But aside from that, like it's just it has 95% of the features that I need, and it gets the job done. It's so easy to set up. It's
Mhm.
easy. I car mounted it the other day, which was scary, but I did it. Yeah. But like at least it's lighter weight, so I don't have to worry as much putting on a
Yes.
suction mount. But yeah, it shoots like 4K 60 video, which is all I really need if I'm doing slow motion, and 4K 30 as well, and then 61 megapixel photos, full frame. It checks a lot of the boxes, and for such a small size,
Yes, that
I
is
love
teeny
it.
tiny. That's a small camera. And what's your go-to lens? Is that the lens
This
that's
one's
always
not anymore. This used to be like this is the 35 millimeter
okay?
1.4. Used to be my
Nice.
go-to, but now I've got everything right in front. This is the funny part about living in a camper is like everything's always within arm's
Ex-
reach. But this is somewhat newer, I guess. The Sony 28 to 70 f2,
Okay.
very versatile,
Nice.
and I've been using this a ton, like a lot. And this is the A7 Mark V that I think came out in like December or January.
Hmm.
Another camera that checks like 99% of the boxes. So I've been loving this 30 frames per second. See, now I'm
Oh
pulling out the
yes.
B&H in me now.
You are, you are. I'm waiting for the advertisement to come in.
Exactly. But yeah, I just love those. I have other lenses, wildlife specific lenses,
You do,
but
yes.
that takes up
Yes.
most of my square footage in here.
So I love that because so you do wildlife and you also do landscape. So and it's true what when you do wildlife, and by the way, I'm gonna put that back on the screen here. Uh, when we met, we had that joke about we really need to go and find a moose. And I feel like since you've been on the road, all I've seen are photos of moose. So here you have the video. I mean, look at that. Look at that
Yeah.
moose. That's gorgeous. So that's the Grand
Thank you.
Teton.
Yeah, that was in Tetons. I spent probably
Mm.
like a month or two there in the freezing cold, and let me tell you, there were just moose everywhere. I was getting moose fatigue at some point. I was like, all I'm photographing is moose from sunrise to sunset. But after going all around New Hampshire, Maine, and Vermont looking for moose with no luck for the most part,
Oh my
uh,
God, yes.
yeah, it was a happy thing to have a problem about just moose.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Is there like, so you spend a month, right, in Yellowstone and the Grand Teton in the winter? If you haven't seen Matt's video, I highly recommend them camping in the winter. That's you are very brave, but as you said, you got a lot of nobody's there in the winter camping. You had the whole like camp on your own.
Yeah, I felt a little crazy at times when I like get out of the camper and there would just be like nobody around and like a foot of snow, which is so odd in a place like Tetons, which is like gets millions of tourists. And
Mhm.
where I was too, like is a very difficult place to book in the summer, but it's like in the winter, there's really nobody there. It's wild, except for the folks skiing. So if you're
Yes.
not skiing, it's kind of a little hack almost.
Yeah. But
But I
look at
loved
that.
it. It was fun.
That's gorgeous. What was your favorite to do over there? Did you have like a favorite, like, did you do like mostly landscape or did you do the wildlife? I mean, look at this one.
Yeah,
How cute is this?
yeah. Those were all in Yellowstone. That photo is probably my favorite because that was like we were actually shooting a series with B&H at the time, so this was like
Mhm.
a year old, I think, at this point.
Okay.
And oh my gosh, we lucked out with that with the ermine.
I mean,
It was like it just ran in front of the car, and I was like, "Stop!" I wasn't driving. My colleague Jorge was driving at the time, and I was because you could mistake it for like I don't know a little piece of snow in the road, but then again, it was moving, and we literally saw it for like 20, 30 seconds or a minute, and then it was gone.
wow. But you stop, and that's the thing. That do you find that, because I was driving around like a couple of days ago, and I missed some shots because I'm driving and I don't have time to stop the car safely, and then my lens is on my lap, but even that I can't. And sometimes I eat an ice cream as I drive, and I have my camera on, so it doesn't work. I need to stop doing that. But do you feel like, is that, has that been an issue, because you leave the camper and then you take your jeep, you go and photograph? Have you had that where you miss some shot because you're the one driving?
Yes. Yeah, so, like, especially when I'm with people, like, other folks too, when I'm photographing,
Mhm.
we kind of are, like, going back and forth, who's gonna drive, because no one really wants to drive, but, yeah, I mean, ulti and then sometimes if I'm out there solo, then you definitely would miss some
Yeah.
shots, I mean, just naturally, but that's why I try and, like, get out as quick as possible, find a good spot to park and then get out within reason. I know, like, a lot of people kind of pile up, especially in the summertime around
Yes.
wildlife, which can be a crazy scene. But yeah,
Yeah,
I try and yeah,
Yellowstone in the summer is it's a no-go. I mean, just no, thank you so much. I'm just, no. And that's why you experienced it in a way that a lot of people don't experience, especially camping. I mean,
yeah.
what was your favorite like day or shot that you had when you were in Yellowstone or the Grand Teton? You feel like, is there one that you have maybe on your Instagram, or
I think that moose video is probably
this one?
one, yeah, like one of my
Yeah.
best clips. But yeah, I was so stoked, visibly stoked about it, and yeah, I was just really excited because the sunset on the background with the Tetons there, then the silhouette. I mean, and this was like one of my, I probably had like 2 or 3 encounters with moose prior
Hmm.
to this in my whole life. So, I mean, it was pretty epic entry into moose video and photography. But probably that, or we also got like so many epic sunsets while
Yes.
there. Like, yeah, that Jeep one as well. But there's just so many that was like, yeah, this was when I hit 100,000 miles on my Jeep. But like the sunset
Amazing.
was crazy there, and I was kind of planning to head out of Jackson for Wyoming for like a few weeks, and then there was just nonstop epic sunsets, and I was like, I can't leave now.
No, it's calling you to stay put and stay where you are. But you endure quite a lot, because I mean it's not easy. You had quite a lot of snow. You in a camper that's not a full season camper. Your camper is not full season.
No, it's surrounded by windows. It's basically like a fishbowl of single pane windows too, and it's not four season. But we adapted. I just figured, worst case scenario, I'll just drive south. Like if it doesn't
Yes.
work out, that was kind of the backup plan. But I just kept pushing it, and ultimately I was running through propane a little too fast. This is why I ended up leaving, because it was, I mean, below zero, and I've got a propane furnace, which I didn't run all the time, but um, enough that I was going through propane too much, so it was getting pricey
Yeah.
too because of that. But
It
also, I
is.
remember I think when I was in Tetons years back in like 2023, you had given me the a tip about moose that was really, really helpful there. That was because you had gone, I think, around the same time or like 2 weeks later,
Around, yes.
just missed each other.
That's true. We just missed each other, and I just couldn't believe how many moose were in this specific area, and it was so good. Who knew? Who knew? So that's what photographers have to do. If you know that you have friends that
Yeah.
are going, just, it's okay to share the location with your friends.
Yeah. And I greatly appreciate it. Although I didn't luck out that time. I don't think we saw any moose, but I think actually we saw one, but it was like fully in the
Mhm.
bushes and we didn't get a good photo. But then I saw enough for a lifetime, I think, this winter.
I
So
I think so. I think if you come to New Hampshire and Maine, I don't know if I can promise anything like that. Last time we drove for maybe 2 or 3 hours and we got zero moose. We even launched the drone and nothing.
yeah, I guess it
But
can
that's
be,
what,
it's
go
part of the
ahead.
adventure. It's part of the adventure.
It is. It's part of being a wildlife photographer. Sometimes it doesn't happen, and most of the time it really doesn't happen. Is there one thing that you're really looking forward when you are on the road to photograph, or is there a story that you're really looking forward to try to capture right now?
That's such a good question. I've been trying to be better about, well, because I was kind of talking a little bit about being an adventure photographer,
Mhm.
filmmaker, but like kind of capturing the story around everything a little bit better, which I think I've improved on. But still, well, I guess this would kind of be an example, but um, like the camping scenes when you're a photographer and you're out there and you're in a very remote location with no service or access to
Yeah.
running water or anything, and you're spending days out there and just trying to capture that entire story is, I guess, where I'm moving towards a little bit more and trying to incorporate it into the wildlife and landscape.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But I'm also leaning into video way more than I have in the last like 3 to 5 years, probably. I skewed more photo in the last 5 years. And now I'm trying to push back more on video.
On video,
The
yes. And
balance.
I mean, you have quite a lot of videos on your on your Instagram account as well. I mean, all those are
Yeah.
basically some of your videos that people can go and watch. I think you have a really good mix, but yeah, I can tell like your heart is really set on telling stories through video, and what a great adventure to be able to just hit the road and do that. Do you already have like plans of this is where I'm gonna go, or are you like a lot of people, hey, if it's hot, I'm going north, if it's cold, I'm going south, if there is something interesting, I'm just going there?
Yeah, I try and balance both basically.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to, I don't have a specific plan which is both good and bad all the time. I am heading up back to Tetons and Yellowstone for the spring,
Okay.
so that'll be exciting. That's
Baby bear season.
yes. Yeah, that would be, I would love that. That would be bucket list right there. So I've never photographed or filmed a bear there. That would be a dream.
Oh, you will. That I'm sure, and it's fantastic seeing those little guys. And oh yeah, you're gonna have an amazing time. I can't wait to see the videos and the photos you're gonna get. I'm sure.
Thanks. I hope you guys can maybe bring the van out and stop by on the way out or something. I don't know. That could be cool.
Yes, yes, we're planning on going to Alaska, so I hope that we can meet up somewhere. That would be really really fun. And
Yeah.
Yellowstone is it's such an amazing, yeah, an amazing place to visit. And in the winter, I've never been, so I'm so jealous when I see all your photos and
I
what
feel
you've
like you would
done.
love it too. It's like right up your alley.
Yes, and I think with the weather in New Hampshire, like prepare me this year for it.
That's for sure. East Coast has been, it took all the weather actually.
It did. It did. Um, so I wanna make sure because it's 4:34. I want to make sure that those of you who are watching ask any question to Matt about his life on the road, anything you want to know about photography or videography. I think that would be a good thing to do. So we're here to answer any questions. So feel free to drop your question in the chat. And I thought we could do a rapid fire questions. Are you ready for that?
I hope so.
I'm gonna give you two things, and I just want to tell you to tell me which one of those. So, prime lens or zoom? Ooh, there's a big pose.
Now I'd say zoom. And then also this is the other issue. This isn't really rapid fire with me, but it depends on the video or photo aspects. I think I shoot prime
Yes,
more video, and then photo I use zooms more often.
that's true. Even with landscape, you do a lot of zoom.
Yeah, I almost primarily shoot landscapes with zoom. So I would say zoom 98% of the time.
Interesting,
Yeah.
interesting. I totally thought you were gonna tell me prime. So you surprised me there.
Well, now it's like with an f2 28 to 70 zoom, it's like it's so
It's
fast
true.
that yeah, I don't know. It just depends. With the lenses I've been getting so good, it's like hard to not opt for the Zoom sometimes. They're just so versatile.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. For me, versatility is key.
Yeah.
I would go for the Zoom one too. How about this one? Tripod or handheld?
Handheld.
Handheld?
Even like with the biggest telephoto
Yeah.
possible, even though I know you shoot on OM, so you're probably like perfectly suited for a handheld, especially,
Yeah.
right?
I'm like, what is a tripod again?
Yeah. Especially with the stabilization on the OM system cameras. I mean, I totally get that. And I
It's
think I
a
yeah, I would primarily shoot handheld with OM system as well.
It's true. I agree, and it's just easy because I like to be able to relocate fast. And then if I have a tripod, especially for
Yeah.
wildlife, just forget about it. I need to be able to go and follow my subject, get ahead of my subject, and yeah, for me, not having a tripod is really key. Even some people like monopod; it's a little easier, but I don't like them. I'll trip on them and
Yeah.
break something. So no, no, no. How about editing? So photo editing, Lightroom or something else?
Yeah, I use Lightroom entirely, I would say.
Okay.
I and then I don't even know I don't know what's happening with Lightroom Classic. I'm a little confused with what they're doing with it because it might so this is the other thing. I was using the A7 V primarily in Tetons, like almost exclusively, and it wasn't compatible with Lightroom for a very long
Yes.
time, which was a huge challenge. So I haven't even like fully gone through my photos yet, and then I ended up switching to the CR because out of necessity because I couldn't really even look at the photos. So, um, but now I'm trying out the Lightroom Cloud Is that what it is? Like CC, the new
Yeah,
one.
I'm still in Lightroom Classic
I love
because
Classic. It's like
yeah,
I
that's
prefer
some
it.
I prefer it, and the other version I'm still having issue with. So that's what I use. Plus, it's expensive
Yeah, it definitely
to get
is. Yeah, I don't know if
everything.
I'll. Yeah, the whole cloud suite is like a little too much, honestly. But
It is. Do you use it though? Because so we talk about photo editing, but how about video editing? What do
yeah.
you use?
I used to only use DaVinci like when I was in college
Yeah,
because there was a free version, and in college it's like I'll take it, you know.
free. Say no
Exactly,
more.
sign me up. And I was thinking about switching back to DaVinci recently, and I still am familiar with DaVinci, but I almost always am using Premiere Pro for the most part.
Yeah.
Just faster in it, I guess. So it like just makes it. What about you? I'm curious. What are you editing in?
You ready for my editing? Because I'm not a videographer. I admire your work so much. Like your cinematography, it's beautiful. Like everything, like the way you edit the footage is
Thank
gorgeous.
you.
Mine, I use ready for it. Are you sitting down? Do you have cushion all around you? I'm not gonna say
Yes.
iMovie, but Luma Fusion.
Luma Fusion. That's a new one. I'm gonna have to try that out. I'm curious.
Yes, I edit on my iPad on the road. It's $30 for life, and it's very, very easy and intuitive, and I can do quite a lot. So that's what I've been using.
If it works, I mean, your videos have been great, so I feel like it's getting the job done. I mean, and then $30 for life. I remember when Adobe products used to be like that too. So,
Yes,
but then they weren't,
exactly. Can we go back to this, please? We should
right?
just start a petition.
Yeah.
No, but it's
Sincerely, all
true.
creatives.
Mm-hmm. No, but that's hard because I feel like, especially when you're a videographer and a photographer, like now you have to double pay for everything, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't just get Lightroom Classic. Now you have to have something to edit your video, and I mean, it starts to be quite a pricey, work or hobby for some of the people here on the channel. So, yeah, that's not easy. That's not
Yeah.
easy.
I would say to like if anyone is looking to get into video editing, well, obviously you said Fusion, that could be a good idea.
Yeah.
DaVinci is probably like DaVinci Resolve is probably more. I mean, it's like a very difficult software. Like there's definitely a learning curve there, but it's free. So, and I
It
mean, if you were learning that on a free software, and that was like the first software you learn, it's like you're basically at a industry standard level, even though I think
True.
more people are definitely on Premiere, but there's a lot of, filmmakers now on DaVinci. So it's a
Do
good
you
idea.
do classes, Matt? Because I think on your website I remember seeing something about classes that you're
Yeah.
offering on editing.
Yeah, I do have an intro to Adobe Premiere Pro. It's sort of, yeah, if you're looking to just get into it. I don't think I've ever shared it anywhere, which is not a great idea for a course.
What? Okay, I'm gonna after we end this live, I'm gonna put a
Thank
link to your course below this video. So check in the description because I think it's great and I really recommend that. So there are a lot of places on YouTube that you can go and they teach you the basic, and for Luma Fusion they also have some content creator who do that. But I think yes, being able to find someone that you like their video and just go and take their course. I think to me that's the best way to learn.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think if there's definitely a lot of. I mean, I definitely learned from so many different YouTubers in terms of
Yes.
lighting and different. Well, on the video side, definitely different lighting and camera settings, and wildlife is like endless. I'll probably my hope is to release a wildlife specific one and a landscape one in that same platform. I've just been planning that out a bit more.
I'm gonna take it. I can tell you that. You already have one client. And actually you have two clients, Sarah from Maine. Yes, please, I need that. Sarah, let us know. You doing editing? What are you doing? Uh do you do video? Do you have a YouTube channel? Yeah, put it in the comments.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's funny
two
because it's like
clients.
two. I love it. Thank you. It's so funny because it feels like it's such different worlds, which is why I kind of like split up my channel too. Because when I went like full time into this, I was trying to decipher between photography and videography, and then like the outdoor travel world. And I love that YouTube like lets you do the collaborations now because now
Yes.
it makes sense because there's so much crossover. Like when I was in Yellowstone, I was traveling full time in the camper, but I mean I'm doing photography the entire time,
Mhm.
so it just made sense to have the collaboration there, I guess. But yeah, always towing the line between the two worlds.
It is, but I feel like you have a very like I know that's a Matt video, that's a Matt's photo. I feel like you're editing the way you edit your photo and you edit your video is very, very similar. You have that genre. And I don't know, maybe I say that because I mean I'm gonna share that again on the screen. But yeah, it's I don't know, I call that the Matt look. I know those are your
Oh, thank
photos
you.
and it just makes me very happy. I have that warm feeling, and especially it's so funny because I feel like you capture New England so well, but the West as well. I mean, that's one of my favorite. Look at that. It is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. That was like actually the story behind that photo, and we were when we were out in Washington, of course, by Mount Rainier, and we had gotten just we were there for about a week and a half or 2 weeks, and it's the PNW. You kind of expect rain every single day, but
Mhm.
we were just like thinking maybe like a little glimpse of the sun somewhere because we hadn't seen Mount Rainier the entire time we were there.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
I saw that on video.
And the very last day was when this actually the last sunset was when this was taken, and we were like because we were nervous, we were like, did we get all of the
Mhm.
footage and the photos that we need for this project? Because we didn't see Mount Rainier until the very last day. So thankfully we lucked out and with like a pretty epic sunset, and this was
Yeah.
on the OM5 Mark II, I believe. Oh no, this one was
Yes.
I took it with the OM5 Mark II and with the Sony A7 CR. So this one was the CR, and I
Okay.
actually compared both of them in a video that I did. Um,
Oh,
'Cause I
nice.
was just so fascinated by like, well, the OM5 Mark II, I guess.
Mhm. I know it's a great little camera. I love this. I know that it's one of your favorite because it's so small, so compact. It has tons of features. But yeah, I mean that shot is worth it. And it's so funny because I remember thinking, ah, that's I've seen so many photos of Mont Rainier, but I haven't seen this type of photo and the way you frame it and the way you edit it. It's gorgeous, and I feel like this is what I'm seeing in all your videos that you're making on your YouTube channel. You have that warmth, that I don't know, it's just, it's really beautiful. It's very, very beautifully done.
Thank you.
So
That's exactly like what I've been trying to do.
it
Yeah, yeah,
works.
bring in the warmth. I don't, not that I'm like trying to make everything look like orange, like my Jeep or anything, but I guess the orange in the Jeep is probably a good example. No way.
Yes.
It was great that friends and I got to meet Matt. Oh, so that I didn't realize Sarah was the exact Sarah that I met in Baxter State Park in October. That's so funny.
No way. Okay,
For
this is
joining.
really funny. It's a small world of photographer. But now she says that she wants to start video, but lack of editing skills hold me back.
Yeah,
That's why it's perfect.
I hear that for sure. It's like it's a huge learning curve at first, but definitely a lot of one videos out there and courses on it, and yeah, I guess it
And
is so different from photo, isn't it?
it is. It's a different beast, and it's so
Yeah.
funny because I'm like, okay, I'm doing photography. That's what I like to do, but now I need to learn the basic of videography and editing. And now I feel like I'm getting more requests to do some videos to help people start their YouTube channel. So I go very,
Love that.
very, yeah, I go simple, and yeah, you just have to try and launch. Just, what's the worst that can happen?
Absolutely. I think you do a really great job at that too. Like I love seeing your videos every Sunday and showing up every
Oh,
week. It's amazing.
that's good. I'm trying.
You're doing a great job, and
Thank
it's
you.
been awesome to watch your channel grow in the last year or two. How many years have you
Yeah.
been producing videos on YouTube?
Oh my God. I've been producing videos on YouTube. I started in 2021, I think. Five
Wow.
years, and little bit by little bit. And I kept that schedule every Sunday. And now I'm doing Thursday and Sunday as well. But yeah, it's been fun because I think it pushes you. You have a deadline, you making those videos, you sharing something, and sometimes things that I don't know about, and I'm going to learn because someone has an interest in this or requested a video. So it's been really helpful. And I think having project and having setting goals for yourself is very good. And for you, it's the same, right? Because when you were at B&H, you are giving an assignment, right? You have deadlines that you have to respect. And
Hmm.
then sometimes you're like, hey, this is not going to happen. And you have to work around them and find other things to photograph.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Also, just touching on like YouTube as opposed to I guess every the other worlds of photography and videography. It's so cool that
Yes.
you it feels like you have your own little world here, and it's so much fun to like. Especially you have such a fantastic community here, and it's I think that's fantastic, and there's a lot to learn too. But
Yes. No, that's what really pushes me where I mean, I'm personally not making a living out of YouTube, but the community is worth it because you're going to learn from other people, you're going to have those collaboration with other YouTubers. I met people like in Malaysia, like Robin Wong. I would never have met him otherwise,
yeah,
if it wasn't from YouTube. And all the people who are showing up. I remember I was in Florida and a person came and said like, "Are you Emily? I watched your
that's
video."
cool.
And then yeah, it's so cool. You get to meet some really amazing people and amazing photographers. Like they are gonna share their work, and like yeah, you need to put yourself out there. So Sarah, you need to put yourself out there. Get a class from Matt, and then you can come to our channel and we can talk.
I would love to. That's so funny too because I'm always telling or like hoping people start up channels. I'm like, and I'm sure you're the same. Mainly
Mhm.
because I want more YouTube friends,
Yes.
but also
Yes.
because like you're talking to somebody, you hear they have such a fantastic story, and you just want to hear more from them. And I don't know. I would love to. I'm always trying to tell people to start up a channel, and it doesn't have to be like the most elaborate thing ever. Uh,
No.
it could be just talking to camera, and it's so much fun that way. You know.
And
trying to
just
help
start it, right? Because if you, it's just the first step. Have a couple of ideas and then just put them out there and see how it does. And I mean, Matt, your channel, because first of all, your videography, as I said, is amazing. Your photos are amazing, but you are growing so fast. I think give yourself a year and you have like an enormous channel. Um, but it's okay. You don't have to be, you don't need to be someone who is like Matt with an amazing background in videography. Just a simple like phone video can actually do pretty well. Start somewhere.
absolutely. I'm trying to like that's why I've been trying to like get rid of certain gear that I've been carrying
Mhm.
around for reasons unknown. But
Yes.
because yeah, just trying to bring it back to like what is actually helpful, what is entertaining, what is inspiring, and
Yeah.
trying to do that rather than I don't know going for the most elaborate production possible,
Yeah.
which
Spe-
doesn't come naturally to me actually.
but
And
especially now you're alone, right? It's so hard to produce video when you're alone and you're thinking, I wish I had a team right here.
I mean, the amount of like, because I'll set up a camera and I'll just like I'll set it up a mile away, then drive past it or like walk past it, like just for
Mhm.
the like setting up tripods in general to do things solo is such a challenge. I don't know
Yes.
how. I wish I could pull it up too. I don't know how to do that, but I was at Factory Butte in Hanksville the other day, and I had like a full light out and everything, and my tripod, and like the a big soft box, and I just and it was all powered, connected like to my camper off of solar. Like it was just such a weird. I don't know. The solar concept is still crazy to me, but
I know. It's good for us though.
yeah, for sure, I love it.
And it's so funny. Vivian says, Matt, I have a new orange Jeep.
Yes, I love it. That means you need a YouTube channel, unless you have one
Exactly.
already. I don't.
Exactly. I don't think
That's
Vivian
amazing.
has, but I think, yes, we should have a meeting of all the orange Jeep and do
Yes, that would be
something.
amazing.
That
I
would
would
be a
love that.
good thing. Matt, if you could give like one advice to someone who wants to start with videography or photography, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't really know. Oh, here's
It
one.
doesn't have to.
And this is like essentially what I did and am still doing. Um, Aside from being like a lifelong learner and just constantly, trying to learn
Mhm.
things and experience new things, but trying, and this goes along with that, but trying to experiment, trying everything, which was fantastic about B&H because, I was doing street photography, portrait photography, landscape, wildlife, and in college too, like I would say 90% of the folks that I went to college with went more into like the Hollywood video side,
Oh.
um and that sort of route. But I kind of experimented with that, being a PA on sets, and I learned that I'd much rather be like a videographer and photographer that's more on the adventure side, like run and gun as it's called, more documentary filmmaking.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't have known that if I didn't try all of the different types of photography and videography. So I would say just like experimenting with all of it in order to if you don't know what you like already, maybe you're already like, I want to
True.
photograph moose, and you know what, you're 10 steps ahead of me when I first started, because just knowing what you want to do is sometimes a challenge when you're
It
getting started.
is. But I like that because that's exactly it. Just try different things and see if you like it or not. You might be surprised and you might find a genre that you thought would not be for you, and at the end is for you. Uh,
Yes.
and do you, so in that kind of, that road kind of leads us to right now you're doing some shorts, you're doing some YouTube shorts. Would you see like a longer, maybe even a movie in the future with your life on the
Yeah.
road? Would that be something that you would do? Or maybe is that something you're working on?
I definitely like want to do a documentary style or like a documentary length film in the future. I'm just kind of figuring out when that or what that's going to be. And I've been saying this for years now, so I don't think I have that sorted out quite yet. But I would like to do, I wouldn't say a movie, but I would say definitely like a documentary, long
Documentary.
style film. Short form, I've been doing it for years now, but I
Mhm.
am definitely a long form person and prefer long form. What do you feel about that? I'm curious.
I do I don't know why I see a beautiful documentary coming from you. I don't know what it would be. Could it be a documentary about just because I feel like you already are getting there with your YouTube channel about this is what I did when I was 19. This is what
Yeah.
I did living everything. I feel like you kind of leading us already towards a documentary about what you're doing right now and the importance of really being true to yourself and finding yourself and being on the road. So if you tell me, yeah, that's actually what I'm working on, I would not be surprised. I don't know if
Yeah. I
that
feel
seemed to
like
be.
I try and do like mini documentaries. I guess they
Mhm.
would be considered a vlog in the YouTube world, but
Yes.
um and like some of mine are more documentary style or more like cinematic than
Yeah.
others, and some I'm just talking to camera. And like, so for example, I was in Grand Junction, Colorado a couple weeks ago, and then that like city kind of unfolded in such a cool way. I was like meeting people that ran out of nowhere. I just started talking to somebody, and turns out they like ran an overlanding build, like these really, really elaborate truck campers.
Wow.
But that whole city, like there's so many stories like that. It was
Mhm.
like and that's what I love about road tripping and now living on the road full time is how like these places and experience kind of unfold in front of you. So trying to document that, although the editing on those for me takes, I'm not like someone I
Mhm.
don't like sitting on a computer all day long. You could probably tell, but this is wonderful though. I love talking, but um, yeah, the editing on those is really a long
It
thing.
is.
So I try and balance it. So I'm doing those videos as well as like 10 products that I think could really enhance your camping experience or RV or travel life. So that's an
But
example of that. But
I know I like that idea of just going to places and what are you going to discover in this town? What's the story in each of the town that you're visiting?
yes.
I think that will be a great story, and it's funny because there are more and more like documentary that start on YouTube. Like there is that Lifers. I think that's I saw it on YouTube, so I don't know if that's where they started to show their documentary first about those guys who are like waking up one day and saying, "Okay, we know nothing about birds, but we're gonna go and do a big year of birding." I don't know if you've seen this. It's a great documentary and it's on YouTube.
Hmm. I don't think I've seen that, but I think somebody sent that to me recently. So I'm going to check it out for sure.
Yes. Oh, you totally should. It's good,
Yeah.
and I think now they're gonna be at the biggest week in Ohio. They're gonna show the documentary there, and it's so well done. It's very simple, but it's very effective. You really get into what those people are trying to do. They endure, and yeah, they did a very well, a good job. Not as cinematographic as some of, for example, your work, but I think that yeah, they should hire you. They should hire you for the next one if they do a second one.
That would be fun. That would be really, really cool.
Now you're gonna have to go into birding though.
I've danced into that world a little bit here and there.
Hmm.
I love
Oh,
birds.
the
Love
puffins. You
birds.
have some puffins. You did a puffin one that was so cute. I remember I've seen that on your Instagram. Let me
Oh yeah,
see
that was
that.
in Maine. See, everything I do is in Maine. It seems like
See, Maine
I
is
should be in Maine.
Maine is calling
But
you. Yeah, right here. Look at
that was
that.
so much fun.
Oh, that's
It's got
gorgeous.
so much to do there in Maine. If anyone says otherwise, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I think your movie
This
might
is
be
with
titled.
OM too.
Oh yes, that's true. I think that your movie should be called "All the Road Leads to Maine."
Yes. That's smart. I would love a little cabin there, like a little piece of land or something in like the
Yes.
very far north. Um, but I don't know, because you know what? Like as much as I love the winter, just on a personal note, it's like I don't think I could do. I do like to seeing the sun every once in a while
Yeah.
too. So it's like a balance. This is why I'm in a camper, I guess. After all, because you could just pick up and leave and snowbird, peak snowbird, I guess. But
Yes.
it's all about balance.
It is, but sometimes it's nice to have one place that you can go back to, that you
Yeah,
feel like your roots are, and then leaving it makes you appreciate it even more.
absolutely. Are
So
you working on your van at all anymore? Like, do you have work to do on it? Or what have
I
you done so far? I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't have. So we just replaced the fan on the van because it broke. So now it's ready to go. I just want to do maybe a few more work, some handles, some just really basic things. But the van it's ready to go. My battery is charged because it's so cold in New Hampshire. I had to take it out of the van. It's
Yeah.
completely fully solar, and then yeah, getting ready for a big trip to Alaska. And yeah, I can't wait. I'm very excited to be back on the road. I feel like I'm not as you, because I'm not on the road all the time. I'm in New Hampshire, and then we do little trips, especially in the summer. So yes, it's just waiting for the snow to melt. I don't know if this will happen, but hopefully by June it will be melted, and I'll be able to take the road again.
Yeah, that's super exciting.
Yeah,
I love
but
it. I would
not
love to see a video on your. Wait, actually, I think I remember seeing one about your minivan, right? At the time or back in the day?
I do have a small one on the van, but I should
Okay.
do a better one. So that's gonna be the plan. And I might do one too on, because right now I'm renting, and like you, I'm thinking, I don't think I could do full time on the road, although my wife is ready for full time on the road. But I would like to have, as you said, like maybe a tiny house with a
Yeah,
small piece of land. I would like that very much. So that might be maybe the next adventure, and traveling a little bit more as well. It's in the book for sure. For sure.
exciting. I love
I
it.
know. I can't wait. Snow melts and let's go and hit the road.
Yeah,
So maybe as a closing, because I know it's been already an hour, and I think we can talk for hours and hours, but
I'm
I know you
sure.
want to get outside.
It is
uh,
beautiful out today. But
I know it looks gorgeous. What's next for you? What do you think? Where do you think the road is taking you? What are you excited about in the next couple of weeks or months?
well, in the immediate, I'm heading back to Yellowstone and Jackson, Wyoming. I'm really excited about that because I've not. I mean, I've been dwelling in the desert for quite a bit, and I have to say the desert has been like so foreign to me coming from the East Coast. Like
Yes.
the lack of trees. I mean, you never quite get like I didn't realize just how like how much that was gonna hit me actually.
Yes.
Because now
The
I'm like,
flat, how flat
yeah,
it is and no trees.
the no trees is like is a little weird to me. It felt like very. I loved it. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. But it was like I was every time I saw a tree, it was like yes, I miss the trees. And I think that is probably an East Coast thing, right? I don't
It
know. Maybe.
is, because even my family, so they live in France. When they come here, they're like, "What's up with the forest?" Because New Hampshire is 78% trees, and they're like, "But
Yeah.
it's dark, and what's going on? And there's no light, and you're in the trees all the time." And it's funny because like where I live, it's like country, so you have a little bit of forest, but it's mostly very much like fields. And so for them, it's very strange concept to only have trees. But I remember out west, I'm like, wow, yeah, I miss the trees.
Yeah, I mean that was exactly. And I spent probably over the last month in the desert, and like I stayed at this campsite. Sorry, this is like too much information, but I stayed at this campsite out of near Bryce Canyon last week, and it was in the forest. I think, yeah, I think it would be considered a
Oh,
forest, and I just like that felt so comfortable to me. I was like, this is amazing. Like I stayed there for a few days. I didn't want to leave, but I did have to start heading north. But
But there is a reason why they talk about forest bathing. I don't know if you know about that
I
concept.
had never
So
heard
it's
of
a
it.
Japanese concept that they find out that if you have a lot of stress, then spending some time with the forests among the trees is a very healing process. So you can do some nature bathing, and it helps you to kind of restart your system and feel better if you are dealing with some illness that can help. And there are like whole books, but also whole research are being done on the fact that yeah, spending time in nature among trees, it's a very healing process for the human body.
Well, that checks out. That makes sense. I love it so
That's right.
much. Um,
That's why we're so healthy.
yeah, but and then I'm heading back to Yellowstone and Tetons. I think I said that already, but that's
Yes.
what's in the immediate next plans. So that'll be fun. But
Nice. Well, I cannot wait to see what you're gonna produce next. I'm always looking for your videos on YouTube and see what you're up to. And yeah, I want to really thank you for spending the time with us today. I hope that everybody really enjoy the discussion. It will be live, so people will be able to rewatch it later. Send it to your friend, but really, yes, go and check out Matt's work, Instagram, YouTube account, and I will put the link to your classes below the video as well. So, Sarah,
thank you.
you can go and sign up for Matt's class.
Well, thank you
And
so much for having me on here, and thank you for everyone for joining. That was so much fun. The best questions, and
yes,
yeah, likewise in terms of your channel, I'm looking forward to seeing where things go in the coming months, especially with these lives. I mean, this is so much fun. So thank you.
it is. I love those discussion, and yeah, people are like, beautiful photos, fascinating way of life. It's true. You very brave. You're doing a lot of things that people would like to do, but some of us are still like half van life, half
Yeah, no, I
dwellers.
hear you. That's probably the more reasonable thing to do, to be fair. But
Yeah,
no, it's
but
fun. But
it's not the same type of adventure that you are
yeah,
living. So yeah, everybody says, thank you so much. Really enjoyed the chat, and yeah, go and check out Matt's work. And I can't wait. Hopefully, I'll have you back on the channel, or we'll meet somewhere on the road very soon.
exactly. Hopefully, I'll see you out there on the road at some point. That would be so fun.
Excellent. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody. See you very soon.